Hello, greetings from the mountains. Today we're going to do an actual lesson on the unleaded acoustic version of No Quarter. So this is tuned to the one on that acoustic album, DADGAD. So it's in that same tune. That's not the tuning he used for the electric version, but it is the one he used for this version. And it starts like this. Okay, so let's just go through that little lick. It starts with your pointer finger on the G string at the 2nd fret, and then the little lick on the high E string, which is now tuned down to D, but I'm going to call it the E string. So you go. So just practice that little lick if you have any trouble with it, and then come back to this lesson. But you got to be able to do that. So you got to be able to do it that fast. And then the 2nd chord is high E string at the 2nd fret, low E string at the 3rd, everything else open. And then the 3rd chord is high E string at the 3rd and low E string at the 5th. Those are the 3. Now when I'm doing those 2 chords, remember this, I'm actually muting that A string with the fleshy part of my ring finger. You can play it open, do it however you want. I just kind of mute it. It's supposed to have a kind of drony kind of sound to it, so if you hit that open A, I wouldn't worry about it too much. So okay, from there it goes. Alright, so that's when Plant comes in with the verse. So the chord is close the door, put out the light, right? So the first one is that same chord, just with the G string at the 2nd fret. And then the 2nd chord is and these chords are all the same shape. It's the A string at the 3rd fret and the G string at the 5th, skipping over that D string to leave it open. All the other strings are open. Just those 2 covered. Those 2. So it goes. La, 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 la. So you do it at the 3rd and 5th, 5th and 7th, 7th and 9th. And then back to that opening licking. Hit one more of those. Right? So the first time it goes through, you got that intro. And if you want to hit a harmonic in between those every once in a while, I think he's doing that up at the B and E strings up at the 12th. So the verse comes in. And then back to that opening. Jimmy does one of those between the lines of the verse. Okay, so it's that same chord again. You know they won't be home tonight. This is the line we're on. So again, that's the A string at the 3rd, G string at the 5th. They won't be, move it up 2. So that part is just these top 2 strings, really. E and the A string at the 5th fret. You know they won't be home tonight. It's that part. So it's those 2 strings, and then just the 1 string, 2 frets up at the 7th fret, the low E string. And then back another of that start. Like the foot that's slow. Starts off the same as it did in that first. In steel that's bright and true. So that is at the 1st fret, you're at the top, the lowest 3 strings, E, A, D. Then the G string is at the 3rd fret, and then those high two high B and E are open. Let's get through. It's the same chord shape up there at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th fret. Those low 3 strings, and then the G string 2 frets up at the 8th. But don't play those high B and E on this one. They choose a path where no one goes. This is when they bring no chord. This is that part. So this time you got your middle finger on that G string at the 2nd fret, and then your high E, your pointer finger is going on and off at that high E string at the 1st fret. That part. So it goes, they bring no chord. This is another chord from Kashmir and what's the other one? Midnight Moonlight. So it's the top 2 E and A at the 5th fret with your thumb. The high, the top, the other 2, the low, these 2 B and E in the same fret, the 5th fret, with your pointer finger. And then the 2 in the middle are ringing open. So it starts 5th, 3rd, 2nd, just walks it down. No quarter. If you want to mess around with when you get to this chord, you can go up 1 string on the high E. Just to kind of embellish it a little bit. Again, it's the same shape with the same things covered from 5, 3, 2. This is the chorus. And then it starts over again. And I think he just, Jimmy fades out on that same chorus part. But that's the whole thing. There's only a few parts to it. And it's actually, it's probably harder than the electric version, actually. But let as many of those strings ring open through the chords as you feel like, because it's just, it gives it a really full sound with just one guitar. And that's kind of one of the keys to it. But if you have any trouble with the fingering parts, just drop me a note. Good luck.